Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. Today I am bringing you a special Sunday edition video on the new Anastasia Beverly Hills Norvina palette. Yay! We're gonna do things a little differently with this palette. So if you're ready and I'm ready, so let's get started. Okay, like I stated, we are going to do something a little bit different with this palette. The reason being is because I have seen a couple of videos floating around on YouTube about this palette and I'm kind of tiffed right now. So, sassy pants are on, just to let you guys know. But as you see, I do have my base down. I am going to do a look with this palette on my right eye and kind of see for yourselves how the shadows actually perform in a honest way. And I say that with like big bold capital letters, underlined, whatever. So yeah, let's go ahead and talk about this palette first. This is actually the first ABH palette that I actually bought the day it came out. That's how excited I was over this palette. This is what she looks like. Oop, the brush is falling out. It does come with the brush. I normally don't use these brushes because this end, the fluffier end the bristles tend to fall out real easily, but I don't hold that against them. It does come with a mirror and these are the colors. I have to say I really do like this color scheme and I like the layout of it. I like how all the metallics are up here on this first row and all the satin and matte shades are down here on this bottom row. These two shades right here, actually Base, Soul, and Love are satin based shades. I did do swatches of it and I will show them later on. So, yeah, I think this is a gorgeous color scheme and I like the way that the layout is. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you guys a little closer and we are going to make an eye look out of this bad boy. So let's get started. Okay, I have primed both of my eyes with the Urban Decay Anti-Aging Primer Potion. You guys know this is my ride or die primer potion. So now we are going to dip into the shadows. I am going to set my base with the shade Base right here. Even though it does have a satin finish to it, that really doesn't bother me at all when it comes to a base shade, because you can, you know, you can bypass that satinness when I'm trying to like figure out how I'm gonna do this. I'm not used to you guys being all super close. So I have my mirror and I'm just gonna do this right here. There we go. I mean, it did swatch with the satinness to it, but as I'm putting it on my lid, it's not really all that satiny. If that makes any sense. Does have some kickback, as you know any other palette would. I do like to make sure that my primer does not crease, considering I do have wrinkles on my eyes. And I prime and prep both lids, as you guys know. So that actually looks really nice. I actually like that as a base. So, I mean, it's a typical base shade. You could also use it as a highlighter for your brow bone, but it's a typical base shade. All right, now let's go in with a transition shade. me. All right, I am going to go in with the shade, excuse me, whew. I'm going to go in the shade Incense right here. I am just going to tap it lightly. Yes, you are going to have kickback. It's gonna happen. It is not as bad as other palettes I have seen. Alright. Here we go. Ooh! She is pigmented. Alright, that shade blended out like a dream. That looks really good as a transition shade. I really give Norvina props for that. So yeah, next I want to go in with Love right here. And we are going to use that shade next. Ooh, that's really pretty. Okay, I'm really liking how this is turning out so far. It is, these shadows are very blendable. They're super pigmented. A little goes a long way. So you don't need to be digging your brush into these shadows to get the pigment that you want. With these shadows right here, and I think with basically any ABH shadows, you start with the little and you work your way up from there. You don't dig your brush into the palette and get as much pigment as you want and then work from there, because that's what's going to cause fallout a lot of times. So anywho, I'm going to go in with Passion right here, and I'm going to deepen up this crease just a tad. Not too much, just a tad, because I don't want it to take away from the main color that I'm going to use on my lid. I'm trying to get this situated back on here so it doesn't fall. Okay. See what I mean? I mean, you could just automatically see how that just deepened up just with a touch of it on my brush. Alrighty, as you guys can see, I did clean up the lid a little bit with some Tarte Shape Tape. The reason why I did that is because I do tend to get messy when I put my eyeshadow on. I mean, I have hooded lids, so it does tend to happen, but putting the Tarte Shape Tape down is a really good way to help clean all that up. So now for my lid, I am going to go in with the shade Soul and put that all in the lid and kind of just mesh everything together. She's pigmented. have to say, I really do like how this is turning out. This is like a really beautiful look. I really do like it. All right, now with my Luxie 245 and some all-nighter, I am going to go in with a combination of Wild Child and Celestial and kind of put that in the middle just to give it a little bit of a pop. I may not use Celestial, I may just use Wild Child, but I may use a combination of both. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. Okay, now that I have scooted you guys back out, I actually really enjoy this. I didn't have any fallout issues, as you guys saw. But yeah, I am going to finish everything up and I will be right back, and I'm going to say my thoughts on this bad boy. I hope you guys like the swatches I did. This is the finished look. I absolutely enjoyed it. I went in with the ABH Dream Glow Kit, and I used Ethereal on the inner corner in my brow bone and as the blinding highlight. So pretty. Okay, now I put in the title of this video things that need to change, and what I meant by that is things need to change on how people review ABH palettes, because it seems to me that ever since Subculture came out and that whole hot mess of, you know, reviews coming out. I personally love Subculture. I still use it to this day. It is one of my favorite palettes, but ever since that whole debacle came out, it seems like people are purposely coming after ABH palettes, and especially the ones that have more hype to them, because it seems like the more the hype, the more people are going to try to destroy their palettes for views. And I saw 5 videos of people who did that, and that really upset me. My sassy pants are on now, and that really upset me because, as you guys saw when I was doing my makeup, you hardly saw any fallout. This is what my palette looks like afterwards. It is clean as a whistle. I didn't hit pan on my first use or anything like that. But you got people who are legit doing reviews and they're digging their brushes into the pan, saying that they're lightly tapping, and they're hitting pan the first use. Well, of course that's going to happen if you are continuously putting your brush into the shadow 50 million times. And you can say how lightly you're dipping it all you want, but when you have shadow caked into your brush, that shows a different story. And that's what really I'm sorry, I'm gonna say this, that really pisses me off when it comes to people reviewing ABH palettes. People need to realize that ABH's formulas are different than what other formulas are. They are pressed more soft, and if you don't know how to use this palette, stop spending your money and destroying it, because not only is that a slap to the face of your audience because you're not giving an honest review, it's a slap to the face that people who actually have to save up money to buy a palette like this, because not everybody can dish out 50 bucks for a palette the first time it comes out. You know, they have to save up their money in order to get it. And nowadays, people are reliant on other people's reviews on YouTube about these palettes, and it's just like, it makes me cringe that I watched 10 videos. 5 of them were where people just absolutely destroyed this palette and gave it a bad review. Sorry, that's the hubster coming in. I watched 4 that gave it a raving review and knew how to take care of this palette, and 1 that was just kind of neutral, but they still didn't destroy the palette on purpose. So it just, it really gets under my skin when I see these people purposely destroying these palettes just to get views on their channel, and just to kind of like cause a stir, because I'm going to tell you this right now, this is a really good palette. I absolutely love it. Norvina hit it out of the park again, and what got me is that Prism really didn't get much hype, and you didn't see a lot of people, you know, doing what they did with Subculture and digging brushes in their pans and all that whatnot. Soft Glam got some hype, but the overall experience was really positive with that palette. This one got a lot of hype, and of course people are out to destroy it, and I think that is just the shittiest thing that you guys can do as a reviewer. It just makes no sense whatsoever. As you guys can see, even with doing swatches, you can't really see where I put my finger in it. You can't really see, you know, my brush, where my brush was into it. You can a little bit if you look really up close, but I didn't dig my brush into the pans. I didn't dig my finger into the pans. So people need to realize ABH palettes are pressed a lot softer. They have a much different formula, and to compare this to a freaking $12 ColourPop palette is beyond me. I don't freaking get that. You know, a $12 ColourPop palette, or $7 Makeup Revolution palette, or this brand that's really more inexpensive to ABH, and it just, I don't even know. People, stop doing this. Give it a fair review. Don't sit there and destroy your cosmetics and try to get sympathy from your viewers. And bad batches, I'm sorry. The only way you get a bad batch is if you get the item and it comes in broken. I'm sorry. But this palette is amazing. I highly, highly recommend that you guys go get it. It is on ABH's website. I am not sure when it's available on all the other websites. I will put all that information in the description bar down below. But yeah, get this. This is a phenomenal palette. Norvina, I doubt you're gonna see this, but you really knocked it out of the ballpark with this palette. You knew what you were doing, girl, and I give you props for it. So yeah, highly recommend that you guys go get this. Don't forget to pick up the Piper and Poppy Designs and Melissa Leah Garrett skincare collection set. That information will be in the description bar down below. Also, we still have our 1000 family member giveaway going on. That information will be in the description bar below as well. And that is all that I have for you guys today. As always, you can follow me on Facebook at facebook.com/Melissa Leah Garrett, on Snapchat as Melissa Leah 1223, and on Instagram as Melissa Leah Garrett. Come on over. We have fun on those pages as well. I do not, however, have a Twitter account, so if you see one with my face and this gorgeous smile, report it because it's fake. Also, if that subscribe button is red, it's the wrong color. You need to change it. And don't forget to share this channel out to everyone as well. And while you're at it, go ahead and hit that notification bell, because unfortunately YouTube was destined to make that bell a thing, so that way you know when I'm posting. Even though we all know I regularly post on Tuesdays and Fridays. I love you all so much, and I will see you on Tuesday. Bye. Getting a little close. Little close. You think my sassy pants moment? Pretty sassy. Sassy pants. I do like this eye look though. It came out really good. What do you think, babe? Pretty cool.